Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody watching all over the world. This is the musings of the Knights of Rizal, continuing the episode on Know Your Knights. As you know, the Know Your Knights episodes of the musing of the Knights of Rizal is generally geared to make the KOR universe smaller, so that we will learn about knights on the other side of the world, and so maybe if we see them during an assembly, we could break the ice and talk to them and start the conversation there. Also, we want to be able to, aside from that, we want to be able to pick their brains on their experiences, personal experiences on the Knights of Rizal, and maybe learn from their experiences. We have a very special guest today. He is in Marikina now, but he used to be a member of the newly formed Switzerland chapter. But we will he will tell us about it. So, Sir Jojo, can you tell us about your family and your personal background?
Yes, hello to everyone. My name is Jojo Tran Gonzaga. I was born in Vietnam in 1968 during the Vietnam War and grew up there for 7 years. I lived Vietnam with my father, Filipino father. My mother is Vietnamese. And we left Vietnam in 1975, April, end of April. And I study my elementary. I got with my elementary in the Philippines, in Mandaluyong exactly, with Sir Alvin. But I didn't finish my school there, and we have to leave, left Philippines in 1980, December 1980. Went to Switzerland with a whole 5 kids and siblings and my mother. And I lived there for 40 years. I finished my high school and college in Switzerland. And my last duty was in the police force in Basel City for almost 20 years.
Oh, very nice. And sir, do you want to tell us about your kids and your wife, maybe briefly?
Yes, my daughters are now adults. they are they came to be 24 and 22 in February. And my wife is also a Filipina. We met us in Switzerland. I married her in 1992. And that's why I speak fluent Tagalog, better as her, because she's Ilocana and she speaks Ilocano. Um, yeah, that is my life in Switzerland. I speak 5 languages: German, French, English, Tagalog, and Vietnamese.
Yeah. Incidentally, you mentioned Sir Jojo was my schoolmate in Mandaluyong Elementary School, Highway Hills Elementary School, and then he left. We didn't know where he went until I think we found each other on Facebook, maybe,
Yes,
and
yeah.
that's how we had a couple of one big reunion. Sir Jojo and I helped organized it. He organized it in Manila. He's also a good cook, by the way, and does good mixed drinks. But anyway, Sir Jojo, do you want to tell us about how you got into the Knights of Rizal? Who introduced you to the Knights of Rizal, and how was your experience in joining the Knights of Rizal?
Actually, I just see one of the video you sent me, the Knights of Rizal in from Marseille, something like that, from French, southern French, Marseille. They speak about Knight of Rizal, and yeah, for me, I was in different organization, in religious organization in Switzerland, Filipino religious organizations, and I found it, yeah, it's special. And for me, first, the name of Rizal, as Filipino, Rizal is, you learn that from the grade one, the name of Rizal already. And I don't know a lot about Rizal. we know also as kid you learn he's our hero. Yeah, that's it. That's all. And as kid you don't think about many things about Rizal. And I want to ask more about that. Just look in the YouTube about Jose Rizal, Dr. Rizal, and I found this very interesting. And the most important one is he was in Basel on his time, on his birthday. He
In
was in
Switzerland,
Switzerland.
sir.
He passed also in Basel and drink some beer there. And I have to question where is that place? There does not exist anymore. But I was proud because I live also in Basel, and
Wow.
he studied in Heidelberg. And I say, oh, Heidelberg. I was there many times. It's not far from Basel, around 1 hour from Basel. That's why I have to. I look more about Rizal, and I found you. I thought, oh, he's also from this Knights of Rizal, and I asked you, yeah, how about if I want to build a chapter here in Switzerland? And yeah, we started to ask people, and then accidentally, Sir Angel called me by phone, and he asked me I'm interested for Rizal, and there's already exist in Switzerland a chapter, but and I asked, oh yeah, okay, I want to meet them because and he told me I'm the only one Filipino. And I was at the beginning I was really sad, for a Filipino, and nobody knows about Knights of Rizal. Yeah. For me, it's also sad because it took 39 years to hear about Rizal,
Wow.
about Jose Rizal. Yeah, I heard already before. There's many monuments or some placard around the world about Rizal. I heard that because some of my friends they went there, they take a picture with Rizal, and I asked him, "Are you in Manila?" No, no, no. We are now here in Freiburg or somewhere else there in Germany. I said, "Oh, wow, okay." That's
Yeah.
what the first impression about Rizal. Yeah, for me.
Yeah. It's moving in out of the Philippines at a very young age, and then really growing in Switzerland most of your life. I can understand how you would not be able to really know much about Jose Rizal as outside the pictures and maybe movies, maybe if ever. And it's nice that you discovered or rediscovered Rizal through the internet and through your network with Filipinos, and also eventually you joined the Switzerland chapter. Now, sir, can you tell me about your Switzerland chapter?
Uh, Switzerland, we have two chapter now. There's a central Switzerland, and the main chapter was started in Ville, St. Gallen. It's northeast of Switzerland, and I'm living northwest of Switzerland. It's around 2 hours away from each other. And the central Switzerland is around 1 hour from my place.
Mhm.
And one of our brother knights died last year in September last
Mhm.
year. Yes, he's the one of the member founder of the second chapter in Switzerland. He's the founder. Yeah. Our chapter commander, Sir Stefan Roy, he's asking me last few weeks about the program to do something else for the Philippines, for the schools, or to help people here. And I just assist him to because I know many people who has small projects, in Switzerland, and there's a friend of mine, and She is yeah, she's doing she's feeding the children in the schools far from Davao. It's you have to walk few night. You have to drive few hours to come there, and even the school children they have to walk many hours to the schools. We came up to the end that we will help them once a month
Very
in
nice.
the name of the Swiss chapter.
Very nice. So, in a way, you're like an envoy of the Swiss chapter. You're the eyes and the ears of the
Yeah, yeah,
Swiss chapter in the Philippines.
yeah. I
How do
think
you like that that role, sir? Like I said, you're like the eyes and the ears. You're like the bridge. Obviously, we have. So you see, for chapters like us in outside the outside the Philippines, like for me, instance in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, sometimes it's hard to find somebody that will be willing to help out in projects. Just because one, maybe they have their own chapters,
yeah,
and they have their own programs, and their programs are not. Congruent with our programs, or two, maybe they're too busy, they only have 24 hours in a day, but you're still connected with Switzerland KOR, and yet you're in the Philippines to be their almost sole envoy. So how do you feel about that role, sir?
no, I don't feel special about this because I feel this is one of uh, an assignment that I can do because at the moment I miss many I miss the connection with the chapter here in Marikina. The name is Blumentritt, and I want to attend their monthly meeting. But since the lockdown, there's no chance to meet each other. And for me, the assignment connecting with Switzerland is before I enter the Knights. The one what I think is I want to help to build the Knights of Rizal in Switzerland. I'm not. It's not my aim to be a member or to be something else. I want to build it in Switzerland. I want to have that Knights of Rizal in Switzerland. I didn't know that already exists a chapter here in Switzerland. That's why I I started, and so from the first beginning, uh, Sir Stefan asked me, "I want you to become my deputy." Yeah, that's why I say yes. If I can do, I can help anything else. I will do that. You just tell me what I can do for you and for the Knights. And that is my goal here to come in is to serve and not to. I don't think anything. Even if the Marikina will ask me something else, if I can do, I will do.
You briefly lived in the Philippines, but at a young age you left and went to Switzerland. So you really, your a sense of being Filipino, you maybe you identify yourself more as European than Filipino.
No, not exactly. In the business life, I can say yeah. I want to be European because, but you know that's why the reason why I came back here in the Philippines and to live here for good. It's because I'm a Filipino, and this is one of my roots. And the second country where I can live is Vietnam. I speak very fluent Vietnam. I don't like to go to Vietnam to live there because I'm not free or independent in Vietnam.
I know when you were in Switzerland, you were able to attend the European Assembly.
Yes.
What was your experience with that? Being a new knight and being exposed to many knights and uh, seeing how they do things, their rituals and their practices. How did you feel when you saw all those knights who wears the same uniform as you do, and who does rituals that you guys do. How did that make you feel?
Actually, I practice already many rituals. It's a little bit like the Knights. I'm a member of the Vietnamese martial arts around the world, and we do also many ritual. It's look like that, but the special thing is that's the first time I met people from political level, business levels, and from around the world. You know, some come from Hong Kong to visit us, and some come from the Philippines. I think from the general office came to from the Philippines to visit us, and yeah, that is for me special, very special. And from the States also. Yeah, that's the first time I met. I mean, I met people from that level from around the world.
I think it was a 3 day activity. Now,
Yeah,
what impressed you? What did you say that wow, Knights of Rizal is a good organization?
it's what impressed me. It's there are how you call that. I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't imagine that some organization organized very organizedly like that, because I experienced a lot of organizations in Europe, in Switzerland, not only in Switzerland, in Europe, Filipino organization, civic organization, or religious organization. They are really chaotic, and I'm many times I was members of organizations committee, and I had to, yeah, to say to them, hey, just come back to the basic. And it was for me the first time I didn't need to tell anything else. It's just a wow. Oh, nice. I met some priests also, and yeah.
Was there any specific activity during that assembly that you enjoyed most? I mean, anywhere from, maybe dancing, maybe karaoke, anything, or maybe watching the Supreme Council perform knighting. Was there anything any activity of that 3 day activity that impressed you?
All of those activities was was perfect. Also, there's nothing for me, especially that have to be changed. But the most important one is the speech of one of the representative of the. I don't know. I remember his name. He's a big guy and without so much hair like me. Um, he's representative from the office of the consul in UK. He must be also one of the commander there, and his speech about Rizal was very impressive for me. And yeah, that's what for me that was the highlights. And also one of our commander in Europe received the highest rank, the highest stars of knights. That was for me, yeah, it was special for me. And
How,
that is the guy. This man also told me at the beginning he never want to be member of knights, and he told me, I want to know first what is that. And he's the man who give me inspiration to become one of the member, a real good member of Knights. Yeah.
and that's one thing about this assembly is that sometimes you're bogged down to local rituals and local activities, but really if you join assemblies like that, you can see that there's a lot more outside your local chapter. that
Yeah.
really it's an international organization with members from all over the world. Uh, Now, sir, since you are like starting from, well, I wouldn't say starting from scratch, but you are new in the Knights of Rizal, and now you're in the Knights of Rizal. I would say Philippine style. How do you see yourself? What is your ideal role? What do you think your role would be in the Knights of Rizal?
I think what I can contribute is the rules and the way how they work in the business world around the world, and not like the Philippines. That is what I can contribute.
Now, sir, if you say, I know you did tell me that when you were in Switzerland, you had this idea of forming your own chapter in Switzerland, correct? Now,
Yes.
if you had the opportunity to form your own chapter in Marikina, for instance,
Yeah.
uh, how would you invite people to join your chapter? What would you tell them?
First of all, Marquina exists already a chapter. I will not form a chapter anymore. I will help the chapter to build it better, but I will not build an own chapter. That's what I will not do. It's like in Switzerland, there's a chapter in Switzerland and second chapter. If I still in Switzerland, I will build an own chapter in Basel.
Mhm.
That's what I learned. The first
How would
things
you
what
invite?
yeah,
Mhm.
yes, I will do like a launching, like a presentation. If I sell a products, I have to, but this is not product. If I because I built already many organizations for religious organizations, I will present them. First, I will invite like a gala party like that, and then I will invite some brothers of knights to present the story of Rizal and the knights.
So if you were to be able to invite these people to come to the gala, and the Knights of Rizal representatives are there talking about the organization, how would you convince the people there to join the organization?
Convincing people to join organization, I think they will they will join themselves. They will ask, well, because we are not selling a product. We are not selling a product to have more members. The important of the Knights now is to have good members and good committed members. And if they want to join us, they will find it out themselves.
What character in a person or in a knight are you looking for, or do you desire to be?
Yeah, a person should be independent, eh, and looking forward for the good of the community.
So
Yeah.
community consciousness and
Yes.
independent thinker.
Yeah. Yeah. And not binded to something else. And the most problem are the people are binded to the business world.
Yes. Now, if
Yeah.
you already are in the Knights of Rizal, for instance, you established yourself in the Knights of Rizal, whether in Marikina or elsewhere, what specific project are you thinking of doing? What specific uh, uh, aim personally, as a member of the Knights of Rizal, do you see yourself doing? Some people they want to see the bust of Rizal in every school. Some people like to see more on uh, gathering used clothes and giving them to the poor. Some people like to help out when there's natural catastrophes by summoning people to participate in donating maybe money or something. What tangible participation are you thinking in the long run? This is after you're established already in the Knights of Rizal. You're a member of the Knights of Rizal.
I think I'm better in. I'm not. I don't want to be on the front liners, but I'm better on the background to organize the chapters.
So you see
That's
yourself
what.
as an organizer.
Yeah. Yes. More on
Okay,
that.
that's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Because
again, go ahead.
yeah, because I cannot tell if they have some projects or what or where I can uh, help. But as a member on the experience, that's what I heard before, and that's what the role what I can do. It's yeah, I will help the commander here to organize the chapter.
That's very nice because not everybody could be in the forefront or in the limelight. It's nice to hear somebody who wants to be in the background, helping out in their own little way. Now, sir, again, thank you for allowing me to have this time with you to pick your brain and get to know you better so that our Knights of Rizal all over the world would be able to understand and know you a little bit more than if you they see you in the assemblies. Uh, I wanted to ask you before we go. To give a your last word for our KOR universe.
I wish the Filipino, not only Filipinos, all the people around the world, they have their own freedom and independency for thinking, especially now for our health. Rizal told the same for the youth. We should be independent
Mhm.
and not under any reason. We should be independent and think wisely and good for our nations. That's that what knights what does what Knights of Rizal bring the ideal of Dr. Jose Rizal.
Mhm.
Hmm?
Okay, well, once again, thank you for this opportunity to have this conversation with you and interview. And maybe I'll see you in the Philippines once everything is free,
Hopefully,
and we'll be able to talk about the Knights of Rizal some more. Okay,
thank
sir.
you
Thank you
also
so
for
much.
right.